This is the Stop Bullying with Toley Ranz podcast series. Coming to you live from Sedona, Arizona with your host, I'm Ka'ada Wolf. Hello, and welcome to yet another podcast in our Stop Bullying with Toley Ranz series. This podcast was created to give you, the parents, teachers, and grandparents, a little help in raising emotional healthy kids and boost their self-esteem. Today, I will speak about what Toley Ranz's job is and how this whimsical character represents every child's inner voice of wrong and right, and what it takes for a child to learn to listen to this inner voice called Toley Ranz. Now, let's explore what Toley Ranz can do for your children and students. And by the way, I want to mention, if you stay with me to the end of this podcast, I do have a beautiful gift for you. All right? Yes, I am Anka Wolf, your host and founder and creator of the Toley Ranz Stops Bullying Method. Thank you for tuning in. In my last podcast, I spoke about how providing a daily moment of stillness has positive effects on the inner stillness of any child. Therefore, it does increase self-awareness, self-value, and also learning abilities. Which are those values we definitely need to increase to standing up to bullying and for a successful life. I also shared with you how I discovered the answer to helping kids to live without fear and how to become self-aware, unlocking their potentials. So let me reiterate that connecting with the children in my inner city classrooms was almost immediately, because their poverty plight reminded me of the dreadfulness in post-war Germany where I grew up. I also shared with you what's possible with and through Toley Ranz. Even in those dark living conditions my students were in, I saw miraculous transformations right before my eyes, remembering the story of the fear-filled boy who was incapable of expressing his feelings, but learned to listen to Toley Ranz and grew into an amazing child actor. And then, as one of my girls who took Toley Ranz teachings literal, found the inner strength and was able to face her abuser and reported him to the police. Overcoming challenges and obstacles are possible with this Toley Ranz method I am sharing with you today. You know, a lot of people have been asking me about methods and the strategy. So allow me to go a little bit deeper into this area today and explore the opportunities, how the Toley Ranz method might work best for your children. Because in its midst is the whimsical character, Toley Ranz. So, who is Toley Ranz? What do you think Toley Ranz's job is? But let me tell you, well, I begin by pointing out that Toley Ranz, that whimsical character, represents the small inner voice of your child. It's that tiny voice that can tell children wrong and right, that lets them know when something is up. And this little inner voice of a child can sound the inner alarm, usually by showing up with that queasy tummy feeling, telling mom that he or she can't go to school, right? Haven't you had that exact experience with your child? Sure you did. You see, that's it. And didn't you find out later that something was up? Like a bully had demanded your child's lunch money, or classmates were constantly teasing about the glasses your child needs to wear, or they were laughing about your son's purple pencil he loves writing with. Don't you agree that there are countless fearful situations, and creating fear, those are the reason for your child to experience bullying and even extreme teasing? No more. Toley Ranz is here. I urge you to invite Toley Ranz into your children's lives. Allow Toley Ranz to teach your kids to prevent and ward off bullying, and teach how to protect themselves. You know, Toley Ranz grows into a friend, a confidant, supporting and encouraging self-esteem, self-value, self-belief, and the power to stand up for themselves. And one more thing that is most important, Toley Ranz breeds kindness and gentleness. And all of the above, that is Toley Ranz's job. Now let me share one of the 5 different ways Toley Ranz, has in helping kids. And today we talk about one of those, who Toley Ranz is and how it motivates your kids to do well. Did you know that a simple motivational phrase can change a child's life? Now, just saying it one time is an empty phrase. However, when we begin to incorporate phrases into our language, not only do they impact the soul of a child, but they create a feeling of consistency, something they deserve to hear. Because aren't we all aware of how easily, also your kids most likely, pick up negativities and learn them instantaneously? Yeah, sometimes to our detriment, right? You have the power to change that for and with your kids. Repeat and be consistent with those motivational phrases, or better yet, let Toley Ranz do the job. Yes. Now here are the phrases Toley Ranz applied in my inner city classrooms. You can do it. I believe in you. Believe in yourself. You know, I just said only 3 phrases, but it was amazing to witness a change that grew into peer teaching and peer learning, but right by reminding each other with psst, psst, Toley Ranz says, believe in yourself. You can do it. And you know, that peer encouragement empowered one of my students to present a creative paper in front of the class. He later became the amazing child actor I spoke about before. The phrase, psst, psst, it's Toley Ranz, I'm always with you, carries the deliberate notion that your child is not alone and is able to depend on something or someone, on herself or himself. It encompasses that conception of self-awareness, knowing of and about self. At the core, referring to the capabilities of using social skills, coping skills, and self-image. Moreover, it can change your child from withdrawing and becoming too quiet and sad. You see, this method embraces and the articulates, I'm sorry, this method embraces and articulates strong forward-looking points. Knowing that children are capable of growing self-reliability with the help of Toley Ranz. I recall the brave girl who was pushed by Toley Ranz into courage she never knew before she had. And that courage took her to the police station, and she reported him, helping to put him away for a long, long time. She regained the ability to shine. Now, Toley Ranz says, "Great job. I'm proud of you. Psst, psst, you're awesome. Psst, psst, listen, you did great." Toley Ranz says these phrases especially to our youngest among our kids, who are susceptible to those impactful phrases because of those feel-good feelings they create and strengthen their backbone and boost the "I can" attitude. Here is a reminder, and I am really not happy to mention it. However, everyone ought to be aware of the fact that bullying starts in kindergarten. Did you know that 42% of all kids are bullied at one time or another during their first 5 years in school? And it starts in kindergarten. And from there, it grows into the present epidemic proportion that we just have to do something about it. It will grow worse if we do nothing. Yes, our littlest ones are not immune to this plague, so we have to immunize them against bullying. And the Toley Ranz method does exactly that. Lift your kids' spirits. Make them believe that they are fundamentally good, talented, and capable. Can you agree and commit to fostering your children's inner strength to counter and diffuse bullying so they will rise above negative influences? No worries, you have Toley Ranz at your side. I am positive that you recognize the immense value of Toley Ranz. So let me reiterate that having Toley Ranz is not just a cuddly toy. It's a life-changing, motivational, and educational friend and companion for your child. And it helps raising your child into beautiful, successful young person. Did I just hear your doubts because you have 2 jobs, bills to pay, car repairs, and so on? I know. You're exhausted. You have no time, not even for yourself. I hear you. Please believe me, I hear you. I've been there. I've done that as a single mom of 3. It's difficult, but worth every moment. So, don't you agree that we want to give our kids the chance to grow into strong, productive teens? So come with me and Toley Ranz and give it a try for your own stillness within. Doesn't that get you moving? I hope this podcast gave you some helpful tips and even joy as much as I enjoyed recording it for you. Keeping an eye on the next stop, Bullying with Toley Ranz podcast coming soon. I will be sharing with you more insight, techniques, and strategies that have helped hundreds of parents to guide their children to success and happiness. But most of all, also your kids will display adjusted behavior and become considerate of others again. Remember, reach the soul of a child is to transform a life. That is my winning motto. And aren't we all in it together? So truly stop bullying. So let's take charge as parents, grandparents, and teachers. And let's make it a reality that our kids can live without fear as a constant companion, but with joy, which every child deserves. Go for it. The Toley Ranz method is waiting for you. And in closing, let me reiterate that the Toley Ranz Stops Bullying Project is getting ready for the unprecedented launch of these unique and already highly praised methods and strategies. That includes the books, games, coloring, digital activities, the plush toy implementation videos, and so much more. It's all going to happen in November. Mark your calendar. November is the unprecedented launch of Toley Ranz Stops Bullying method and strategy. Thank you for listening in. Give your kids the gift of inner strength, the know-how of self-belief, self-esteem. We can't do it alone. We need you. And here, as promised, here is now the gift you can claim. Free, and I will gift you an online course to self-empowerment, my gift to you, just by sending me an email to anke@sedonasoulbalance.com. Anke, that is ANKE, @sedonasoulbalance. Thank you for spending your valuable time with me. I am signing off till next week with a heartfelt, oh,